Chris. We are Cheap Ashes coming to you today from beautiful Gilbert, Arizona, and my backyard.
Yeah, on the smallest bench that we could possibly find.
But it works. So if we look like we're so close to each other, well,
We are.
we don't have much choice.
Yeah. I literally have an inch on this side and you got an inch on this
I
side.
don't know that we have even an inch.
Maybe like half inch.
Yeah, hey, but it's a nice day outside, so why not? What the heck, you know? Finally, temperature's going to drop to the 60s next week for the high.
It was like 45 last night. Overnight. Yeah.
Oh, it got cold.
Yeah.
And for those of you, again, perspective, watching the Cardinals-Bears game right now, and it's 37 and rain. Yeah, with, I think it's like 18-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, it sounds like Chicago.
Yeah, I'm happy sitting here at 65 degrees and a very slight breeze.
Yeah.
And beautiful. Sunny. Not a cloud in the damn sky today.
Nope.
It's gorgeous
It is,
out.
Arizona for sure.
This is why we live here.
Yeah.
This time of year, this is why we are in Arizona. And if it sounds like I'm rubbing it into the faces of those of you that are east of the Mississippi, I kind of am.
Yeah. Or, just anywhere where it's not nice.
Even those of you in the Pacific Northwest, I'm pretty sure it's cold up there too. So,
Yeah.
we are unique here where we are, and it's beautiful. So,
Yeah.
take it.
We'll take it.
So, what are we reviewing today?
Okay,
buddy?
well, we picked up a couple of these here. This is the Gurkha Revenant.
Resurrected blend.
Yeah, apparently it's aged 13 years. Well, it was aged 13 years, maybe about 9 years too long. So, yeah, anyways. But yeah, we're smoking this guy. It's a new one out from Gurkha.
San Andreas wrapper, Cameroon binder, Dominican filler.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
Well,
We'll get back to this in a second.
yeah. So, decided to go with a little Black Rock coffee. If you're in the western half of the country, you'll know them. Everywhere from Colorado over to, they started in Oregon, I believe. So, yeah, it's kind of all
It's
over
good
the place.
coffee.
Yeah.
It's really good coffee. I was just drinking, the drip black, and it was delicious. And that's not what I'm reviewing today.
Yeah.
I am reviewing Elijah Craig Bourbon, small batch, 94 proof. For those of you that don't know bourbon, it's bourbon because it's distilled in Kentucky. I think over the last few years they have said that Texas will allow a bourbon to be called a bourbon if it's distilled in certain distilleries. But historically, Kentucky is the only place where you're allowed to legally call it bourbon.
Wow.
If it's distilled in Kentucky. And Elijah Craig is widely thought of as the father of bourbon. He was the first one to do it in charred oak barrels. And pretty interesting fact, he was a Baptist preacher, educator, and obviously entrepreneur, entrepreneur. Definitely, growing up Catholic, I watched my priest drink scotch and bourbons and stuff. So it kind of goes hand in hand with, certain religions. Obviously not LDS, but,
Yeah, well,
I digress.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like in the glass. I'm drinking it neat. It's got some legs to it, watching it here. It's a little bit on the sweeter side of bourbons, on the nose. You can smell that caramel.
I can smell it from over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very apparent on that.
But it finishes extremely smooth, little heat on the finish,
Yeah.
94 proof's not light,
Yeah, nothing to sneeze at.
47% alcohol, almost half alcohol. You're still going to get a little burn out of it.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
Well, how much, on average, would you say a bottle of that costs?
Right around 25.
Yeah.
I was at our local Fry's, those of you in the Midwest, Kroger, and I found this bottle for $18.99.
Yeah.
So you can find it on sale all day long at $20 or less.
Yeah, so we were looking online earlier, it was average was like $25-$30, so.
Not on sale, that's regular price.
Yeah, just regular price.
Especially this time of year, you have to understand that you can find alcohol on sale everywhere. It's crazy, you know. It's just, you can get the gift packs. Like we bought bullet bourbon.
Yeah.
It came with a couple little coffee mugs. So that's what we're drinking our coffee out of, you know.
Right.
So pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah. Well, speaking of coffee, so we'll go Black Rock here. So I just got the regular espresso. This is probably one of the best espressos that I've had in a very, very, very long time. So these guys are kind of in competition with Dutch Brothers, which we've done on the show before. But this one has less of the kind of charred, burnt note to it. It is a very smooth, it's almost got subtle sweet notes to it. So this is where it should be as far as like espresso goes. For any of you who are espresso people, you'll know more about all the specifics of it. But it is delicious.
Smell good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
their coffee is just flat out good. They make great coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those places that, on a whim, the first time I went, I stopped in, just got a hot black, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's good."
Yeah.
You know,
And
that's
I
good
mean, I
stuff.
usually go with their cold brew. Cold brew is absolutely delicious. I mean, you can't go wrong. It literally has no bite to it.
And again, we don't put anything in our coffee, so again, we're just going from a straight coffee flavor. What you like, I'm sure you can make any coffee taste good, loading it up with cream and sugar. And that,
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things. Would you like some coffee with your cream and sugar?
Yeah,
One of those
exactly.
people,
That's
but-
not what we're not reviewing. You know, we're going straight black every time we review a coffee. There's nothing in it because we want to be able to taste the coffee, not everything else that's inside of it.
Yeah, and even with that, can't really taste this. So we're gonna get into the cigar a little bit here. I was kind of excited.
You and me both, man.
Seeing a new Gurkha. They've been doing some good stuff lately. I've noticed that it depends where their stuff comes from.
Right.
So, Aganorsa, great tobacco to begin with. Make great cigars. Well, if you have a Gurkha made by Aganorsa,
It's going to be a great cigar.
even the one that isn't great is still better than most of the other Gurkhas. So, this thing, for me, I'm not quite a third of the way in yet. It's a Toro size. I literally couldn't taste much of anything when it first lit. It was just so blah. It was like a mild medium. There was not a lot of flavor to it. With the San Andreas,
I wouldn't even give it a medium.
Yeah.
This is about as mild of a cigar as I've had in a long time, and I still smoke Connecticut's.
Right.
This guy is flat.
Yeah.
And I'm very disappointed in this cigar.
I mean, you can find some very, very subtle woody notes. Basically, tastes like tree trimmings. Is what we decided before.
Any of you that have grabbed a twig off a tree and just kind of stuck in your mouth just to, you're
Just
out.
'cause. Yeah.
Just because. It's kind of what it tastes like.
Yeah, that's the cigar. So you can spend $8 on this, or you can just go grab something off the tree. Up to you.
And chew on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably have a better experience.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, not be out $8.
yeah, I thought with the wrapper on this.
Well, and a Cameroon binder,
the
too.
Cameroon binder on it, you would think that it would be just a flavor bomb.
Yeah.
Having those two combinations, and it's just not there.
Yeah.
I want to say that if it's truly aged 13 years, they overaged the tobacco.
Yeah.
They had to have done that
I mean, like,
to make it so mild.
I'm not a person that grows tobacco. I'm not a person that blends tobacco. I mean, I know enough to know what's good and not. And I'm also not a guy working in the factory, so I can't tell you. But I feel like they aged it about 3 or 4 years too long, just based on the information that I've gotten over the years. That 8 to 10 year range is kind of the max.
You put a 9-year age on this, I bet it would be
Yeah.
right where they expected it to be.
Yeah.
With this blend.
It's almost like they forgot about it, and then they're like, "Oops, we're gonna go ahead and make it again, and we're gonna put 13 on there." Well, you waited 4 years too long.
And again, if this is a resurrected blend, they could have forgotten about it.
Yeah. So
Who
knows?
But and we've been talking about presentation, and the cigar band on this thing is off the hook.
yeah, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. It is one of those. It is definitely going to be an eye catcher, and people are going to buy it just specifically because of the packaging. We don't have a box with this, but the box was very simple. It also had pretty much the same kind of design on it. Just a very, very subtly not subtle box. if that makes sense. The box itself is subtle, but all of the stuff on the box is very intricate. So,
Was it a cardboard?
it was like a cardboard or a cardboard paper covered like cheap wood box or something like that. Yeah, I didn't really look at it too well. I was kind of in a hurry, but yeah.
But it's not coming in some fancy cabinet box.
No, it's not one of those big lacquer boxes where it's like,
Yeah.
You got to use like a key and open it sideways, and then it goes this way.
Yeah, stupid.
Some of their other boxes that they've done before, but yeah, it's very simple. $8 at the local shop here in Arizona. Actually, I picked them up at RJ's Cigars in Mesa, East Mesa. So if you're in the Valley area, definitely check those guys out. They're open 7 days a week, and no booze, but it's BYOB. I think we've talked about them before.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a cool little shop, great ambiance. But you know, if you want to try it.
And in fairness, as I'm getting down a little bit more, you're starting to pick up a little subtle, nutty notes here and there. But for what this is, or what it was supposed to be, it's just not there.
Yeah,
and it's a shame. I'm disappointed because I really wanted to like this.
Yeah,
I'm not a big Gurkha fan to begin with. I like the Ghost, the Red Witch we were talking about, which we haven't seen in a while.
The Nicaragua series once again, that's an Aganorsa. There's a few other ones out there. They've been doing some good solid product lately. They haven't been releasing 20 facings every 3 months anymore like they used to back in the day. But at the same time, I feel like when you're gonna release something, go for broke. Like, don't put this garbage out.
I mean, they put a really pretty label on it.
But I can go get a piece of dog shit out of the yard and put the label on it.
Put a pretty label on it.
And it looks pretty, but...
It looks pretty, but it still tastes like dog shit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of... And, I'm not trying to bag on it too much. Maybe for somebody this is perfect. They want something that doesn't have a lot to it, just very subtle. And, we've discussed this before. There's reasons why things like Macanudo Cafe still exist, because they're very, very mild and they don't have a lot of flavor to them.
Right.
Or any flavor to them, regardless, depending on what you're looking for. This might fall into that category for me, I would say.
Yeah, I'm pretty close there with you.
Yeah.
It's just... It's like paper.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just smoking something. It's not anything. Like, it's just...
Those of you that have smoked for a while, you put that tobacco in your mouth, you roll it around, you get a little ting on the tongue, on the lips, there was nothing.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh shit, this isn't going to be what I wanted it to be.
And I mean,
especially with this wrapper, you would expect to get a little flavor on the palate right off the bat, just putting it in your mouth before you even light it, pre-light.
Yeah, and I mean, it has all the makings of being a great cigar. It's got the soft box press to it, San Andreas, Cameroon, decent label. It just didn't work.
It's left wanting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
So last call on the cigar.
Yeah, I won't smoke another one unless somebody literally hands it to me.
I
And
mean,
it's all
if
I
it's
got
gifted to me, I'm not going to say no, but
yeah,
I'm not going to search this out and buy it.
Nah, I think we're going to pass on this one.
Not at all. So. Yeah, absolutely. How about your coffee?
Well, I mean, I drink Black Rock all the time. Great coffee, great company. If you're in the western side of the country, look them up, find them. I know Colorado has quite a few of them now. Arizona, I believe California's getting them. Oregon, Washington, that whole area. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Elijah Craig, small batch. I'm embarrassed to say that as a bourbon drinker, this was the first time I've ever had it. I bought it recently, and I'm gonna be someone that was guilty of looking at price and thinking price equal taste or value.
Yeah.
This is a high value bourbon for not a lot of price.
Yeah.
I put it in that Larceny, Buffalo Trace, right in that range right there. The Four Roses regular, that kind of stuff, where you're looking between $25 and $30 on average. I'm pleasantly surprised with this. I've only had it on the rocks before today. Drinking it neat, it opens up quite a bit, and there is a lot of flavor in this. It's a sweeter bourbon, like I said.
Yeah.
But this is one of those that I will definitely buy again. It's a true small batch. That's what they pride themselves on. So to get a small batch bourbon at a price where you're looking at a lot of like store brand bourbons would be at $18.
Yeah, Kirkland or something like that.
Not even Kirkland. You're looking at like the grocery store.
Gotcha. Plastic bottle kind of shit.
Exactly. Where you're looking at 14 to 17, 18 bucks. Why not buy the father of bourbon and call it a day?
Yeah.
For right around the same price.
I mean, even if you spend a little, when it's not on sale at $25, I mean, you can't beat it.
Oh, it's well worth 25.
Yeah.
You know, and for those of you that like to have bourbon around the house for guests and stuff, this is a perfect bourbon for them because it's not going to overpower them.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, the presentation looks nice as well.
It's a great shaped bottle. You don't really, it's kind of, when I first looked at it, I thought it was Angel's Envy.
Yeah.
You know, at first I was like, oh, no, that's Elijah Craig. Okay, yeah. This would be a great mixing bourbon for like a whiskey sour, a old fashioned,
sure.
Any of those types of drinks. Like Lara and I just discovered a drink from a local restaurant here, and I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant or the drink, but it is amaretto, which is Di Serrano is what we'd like to use, bourbon, orange bitters, on the rocks with the cherry. Dude, it's ridiculous. It's so good.
Yeah.
Give it a try. And if those of you that are watching that might know where it's from, kudos to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hey, like, subscribe, smash the bell. Follow us on
Instagram, cheap_ashes. And we'll catch you guys next week.
See you next week. Have a great week.